Boom, we're live. Hopefully some people stayed. I had to make a phone call real quick. Um, yeah, sorry for the late entry. Like I said, I had to make a phone call, talk to one of my mentors real quick. Um, had to text the wife, let her know that I was gonna go live and I'll call her when I'm done. I just thought I'd continue where we all left off with Cash because his internet crashed. But yeah, no, things have been going good here. It's been a while since I've gone live. It's been a while since I made any videos. Um, just chilling, trying to do my job, trying to work. Um, I see there's lots of comments. That's because I thought I was going to go live and then I had to talk to Cash actually. So I'll just say hi to everybody here real quick. Grade A Transportation's in the house. I did get your message. I forgot to call you back, but I did try calling you. You had bad service. Um, there he is, or old school, new school, waiting for fade, dial up to connect. Yeah, there we go. Wait a minute. I don't live in Wisconsin. I live in Minnesota, so we don't have dial up. Wisconsinites have dial up. Velox 18's in the house. What's up, man? That dude, hey, thank you. I gained a lot of subscribers off that video you made and said my name in there, so I really appreciate it. Hope things are going good with you, man. TBT USA is in the house. He has he has to give his towel some love before he comes on. You know what? Here's the towel right here. I'm actually letting it, I'm going to say something that you all are going to rip on me for. I'm letting it dry out because the last truck stop I was at, when I took a shower, they didn't have it like any washcloths or towels, so you had to bring your own. So I don't know, I keep like 3 or 4 towels in the truck with me at all times because, I run Highway 80, you know what I mean, through Ohio, and a lot of those truck plazas have free showers, so I'll take a shower there. Um, yeah, but no, my towels get plenty of love, TBT USA. This trucking life. I thought you were going to bed, man. Hello and good night. LOL. Just hate adulting. Yeah, being an adult, man. I'm trying to tell my 18-year-old daughter who is, she turned 18 and the world kind of opened up to her, right? But in the process, she starts doing a lot of things, own checking account, wonders about getting her own health insurance through her college. And it's like, wait a minute, pump the brakes. You don't need to go full adult at the age of 18. Enjoy some of the things that your parents are still willing to offer you because we're able to. Now I'm getting a bunch of texts. I hope I'm live. I hope you guys all can see me. Um, Bunch of people are texting me saying they're waiting for me. I'm skipping all these comments just because I want to get ahead. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about trucking. Um, Nomadic, you made it. You're the one that just texted me. Yeah. Stuff finds by fate. Yeah, with both feet. How you doing? But yeah, let's talk trucking real quick. Let's talk about some changes I've made in my business over the last couple of weeks. Cash kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. I did go out and purchase my own reefer trailer. I'll share a little bit about it, even though I'm doing a video on it. I bought a 2017 utility with a Carrier 7300 X4 unit on it. I did purchase the trailer from DIY Semi. That's the carrier I'm leased onto, his carrier. And the reason I chose to buy the trailer through him was when I was looking at other trailers, I'm familiar with this trailer because I haul it. It was the newest trailer in his fleet. And when he purchased it, he gave it to me. So I'm aware of, well, there's nothing wrong with it. B, I'm familiar with the trailer. A lot of the trailers I was looking at had like anywhere from 10,000 all the way up to 20,000 hours on the engines. This had 9,600 hours on it. So, and for the price, I still got it more reasonable than what the other 17 trailers that I looked at, 2017 trailers that had 20,000 hours, sorry, on it. They still wanted like $8,000 to $9,000 more than what I paid for this trailer. So it just made sense for me to, purchase this trailer. And in the process of purchasing that trailer, my contract with the carrier changed as well. I went from 80/20 to 90/10. And in that process, I also have to book all my own freight now. Now, DIY still will book freight for me. If I call them and say, hey, I don't have time to find freight, will you find freight for me? But then I do pay him a percentage of the load that he finds for me to him as well. This way, it's strictly 10% running his numbers, and 90% comes to me. And I thought, if I do this, maybe I can generate more of an income in a market that's not the greatest. And I wasn't scared of it. I've set myself up financially pretty well, to be honest. I've survived, $40,000 expenses in maintenance in the first quarter of this year. I paid a $45,000, 45 or $46,000 truck off in 8 payments. So I know adding a payment right now isn't gonna hurt me that much, because my goal is to pay it off as quick as I can. And I figure with the extra revenue that I'm gonna bring in, that's probably where that money's gonna go. Now, there's some wise people that would say, hey, if you're generating more income right now and you don't need to pay something off, stack that cash, which I agree with. But I also, if everything went to hell today, I'm okay. I'm not bragging. I'm not flexing. I'm not doing anything. I'm being as truthful and transparent as I possibly can. If everything went to crap today and trucking ended, it would suck. I'd be devastated, but I would be okay for a while. I would be okay. If I had to change something, I would change it. But the adding on to the trailer, or the purchase of the trailer, is something that me, DIY, my other mentor, I believe in mentorship in trucking, and that sounds crazy coming from a guy that has 23 years experience, but I learn a lot from my mentors. And that's why I believe I'm successful. I have a lot of friends that are even YouTubers that I talk to that, we bounce ideas off of each other, or, they might have their own authority. And there was a time in my life not that long ago where I thought that was the direction I was going to go. I thought once I paid everything off, I was just going to go out and get my own authority. Well, then this happened where, the market kind of shifted. We're not getting $5, $6 a mile on every load anymore. We're not getting, $6,000, $5,000 to run from Wisconsin to Pennsylvania, which is what I used to get to do that run. But we're still getting really good freight, but it's because of the carrier. It's because of the numbers that are on the side of this truck that I have access to that freight. If it was my numbers on the side of the truck here, I wouldn't have access to what I've done this week and what I'm about to do tomorrow. And I think for the market that we're in, I'm glad I'm where I am. And I don't see myself, I think DIY will have to fire me to get me to leave, to be honest. I don't know why I would want to leave. I don't know, any of that. I'm happy right where I am, and I make a good living, being leased on. And, unless the government for some reason changes the laws and I can't be a leased on carrier, or a leased on owner operator, well, then I'll figure it out from there. But yeah, like I said, a lot's changed. A lot of things that I thought were going to be super stressful aren't as stressful as I thought they were going to be. Now, I will say this: booking your own freight isn't all that it's cracked up to be. And what I mean by that, I don't mean that means that you just have a dispatcher that hands you paperwork and that's the load you have to take. When DIY was booking all my freight for me, and when he over the last 20 months or however long it's been, there was times that I did like book my own freight, but it was only a handful of times. But I had the ability to say no to every load, right? Like, and he would find me another one. He never forced anything upon me. And I remember thinking, oh, someday I want to book all my own freight. Well, now that I'm doing it, man, it's a lot of work. And what I've done, I don't want to give away too many secrets, because they're not really secrets, but being a hockey player, like, I got a little superstition in me, but I'm doing something right now that really works for me. And what that is I leave home, I go to areas that I'm very familiar with. And instead of turning around and leaving like I used to do, bring a load out east and then bring a load back to the Midwest, I'm not doing that right now. I'm staying in these pockets where I'm running short mile freight. I'm running like the longest load I did this week, I think, was 310 miles. Otherwise, everything was, 200, 150. This load that I just currently did, all miles, was 78 miles. Now, I did get screwed a little bit at the shipper. They took like 4.5 hours to load me, which by the time I got out of there and out of like Baltimore, traffic was just crap. So the hours, I think I ended up having like 6.5 hours in this load, when it could have been like 3, 3.5. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of short mile freight hauling in certain areas that are out here on the East Coast that, if I can make $1,000 to $1,200 a day after my fuel, and I've only put on 200 miles, I'm running really efficient doing that. A lot of these short haul freight too is light in weight. It's really just going across bridges. That's what it is. When you get out east here, you're crossing these big bridges over all these bays just to get to another state. Maryland, going into Jersey. All you're doing is crossing bridges, and then you're dropping your freight off. So I think this is what I'm going to kind of do for a while until this dries up. Now, this could dry up at any time. It did back in Minnesota. Rates on this style of freight that I'm hauling right now have dropped dramatically out of Minnesota. And I used to run a lot of this freight out of Minnesota too. So I'm aware that this could change and I'd have to adapt to that. But I'll tell you what, if you are a leased on owner operator, or you're an owner operator that runs under your own authority, DIY has talked about this for years, even when the market was booming. Take the time to develop a relationship, and don't think every broker is like out there to mother F you. Don't fall into that trap. Now, I'm not defending brokers. I'm not saying they're the greatest thing in the world, right? I'm saying just don't fall into the trap of thinking that everybody's trying to screw you, because that's just not the case. Businesses are operating the way businesses operate. You're a business. Operate within the realm of how you want to operate. I don't think any of us complained when we were making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year ago. And if you can come out here and still make that kind of money adapting to the market you're in, which means you might have to change how you operate. You might have to do multi-stops. You might have to go to areas you don't like to go to. I got a video coming out tomorrow. There's 24 people in here. Do me a favor, watch the video that comes out tomorrow, because I kind of talk about this. I don't go to New York City. I don't go to the Bronx. I don't I don't go to Long Island. I don't do any of that, right? Because I'm not comfortable. I'm just not, I'm never done it and I don't feel comfortable doing it. Well, if you get on the low board, there's a lot of good freight coming out of that city. But there's other cities that we don't like to go to. Baltimore, Philadelphia, New Jersey. There's parts of this country that are untouched by trucks. Um, if you go to those areas, you can find some really good freight. Uh, at least right now you can. Um, so maybe I should take some of my advice and try New York, but don't be afraid to try something different. Remember, you want to do what the other driver doesn't want to do. You know what I mean? Um, so anyways, I'll get to some of your guys' comments now. I'm sorry for not reading any. I've shared this before. I kind of just start talking and forget about all the comments. So we'll start at DIY Semi. Fine, you're fired. Oh, great. Great. I still don't know who that troll is. That's great. Adco's in the house. Very nice. Velox. Oh, what did I miss? Velox, are you making fun of me, bro? Probably. I'll get to all these. All right, here we go. All right. If you buy out in Nevada, you have to drive. Oh, somebody's buying out in Nevada. What? See, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna start from the bottom. That way I'm not missing I've already missed all your comments. I apologize. It's not, it's just because I talk. Africa is a long haul. Yeah, nomadic it is. F8, we have noticed. Noticed what? See, I don't remember what I talk about. Adco says New York doesn't apply when trying a new thing. I agree with you, man. But sometimes you do have to do that. Sometimes you need to drive into the belly of the beast. You know what I mean? There's parts of New Jersey that I really enjoy going to that the first couple of times I went to, because the reality is if you miss your turn, you're out of luck. Like you can't make other turns. The roads aren't big enough. So you need to be very like precise in your maneuvers around certain parts of that city, and certain cities within New Jersey. But then if you get to like southern New Jersey, like Vineland and Swedesboro and Paulsboro, it's easy. It's super simple. Shannon Thomas Trucking's in the house. I agree on Adco unless it's upstate. Yeah, upstate New York's fine, you know. Parts of Syracuse can get tricky, but other than that, upstate New York is just a breeze. Adco says New York should pay me to stay away. Yeah, you know, there's good freight sometimes up there, though. I mean, that's what I've seen. Old school, new school says New York City isn't as bad as what one thinks. Been there, done that, and don't care if I go back. Yeah, you know, I've heard that, and I've heard like parts of Staten Island, like it's not difficult. It's just getting over the anxiety, I guess, of making that trek. Nevada, if you're in here, I know Nevada Trucking and Trails. He went into, I think he went into the Bronx, and he made a video about going to a I think it was like a produce place or something. He went right into the belly of the beast and made a great video. Mark Ely's in the house. PA, New Jersey, Maryland, equal. Mark Ely, I could not agree more with you, man. And we shouldn't share our secrets, but you know what? Our real competitor isn't the next owner operator. Our real competitor is the mega carriers and the government. Those are our biggest competitors. The other owner operator that's out here isn't our competitor. You know, now maybe some are because, you know, I shared earlier. There's people that'll haul freight and go broke without knowing they're going broke because they don't understand how much it costs to operate their truck, and for everybody that's different. Find a way to put your costs that you think are equivalent to what the truck needs to generate. Take, for example, like my business pays my health insurance. So I need to incorporate my health insurance in my operating costs. You know what I mean? Some people, their business might not pay for their health insurance, so they don't have to incorporate that into their overall cost per mile. I even go as far as, okay, how do I say this? I I go as far as like what I'm gonna pay myself. And I don't pay myself per load. I pay myself a salary once a month. I pay myself. So I figure that in to 10,000 miles. How much to make what I pay myself at 10,000 miles costs me X amount of cents or dollars, right? And I incorporate that in my cost per mile. So I think in my mind, minus major mechanical breakdowns. Now, what I'm about to say, some people will agree with and disagree with. Do you need to set aside money for breakdowns? Yes, you do. Do you need to incorporate it into your cost per mile? No. If you're good with money and you can put money into your business savings account and just let that money sit and never touch it and put in more when you can afford to, that money is just going to grow. And all of a sudden, one day, you'll look at that statement or you'll look at that account. I don't even look at my business savings account. You know what I mean? I just transfer money in there, and then once a month, I'll usually look at it to get an idea of, okay, if I have a major breakdown, do I have the cash to cover it, or am I using my credit? But yeah, know your cost per mile. Know how much it costs you to operate down the road. And if yours is higher than somebody's that's in this chat, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, just because somebody might have a lower operating cost than you, there's a lot of things that go into that. The truck you drive, the insurance you have, yeah, what your business is actually paying for. That all contributes to how I do my cost per mile. Trucking with Velox 18. That's how some people talk about Chicago. They hate it. Oh, yeah, Chicago. Fun story. Too bad DIY is not in here tonight. I missed a turn in Chicago, like downtown Chicago, not the city, like not where the skyscrapers are, but right across from there is like the towns, the little boroughs of Chicago. I missed my turn the first time I went down there, and all of a sudden I'm seeing bridge signs for 13 feet. And like, I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I called DIY and I'm like, listen, I can't stop right now because of all the traffic. Go on Google Maps. This is where I am. How do I get out of here? And he walked me through it. So Chicago can be treacherous, can be scary at times. But once you learn the city and you understand how the city streets are designed, it becomes easy. I run Chicago a lot. It's intimidating until you feel comfortable. The only way you feel comfortable is by doing it. And you know what, Velox, you just drove through Chicago, right? And I know you ran into some traffic, but other than that, what'd you think? It wasn't as bad as I don't think it was as bad for you as you thought it was going to be when I was talking to you on the phone. Old school, new school says Velox, Nashville and Atlanta too. Talking about a lane. I know that lane. I didn't used to run it. I've ran that lane a couple of times. I'm not a big fan of Atlanta. Not because there's so much traffic. I got shut down. What is that? 75, 74. I got shut down on that road one night at like 2 a.m. There was an accident, and it's like 5 lanes of traffic, maybe even 6. I watched an entire movie on my phone, Scarface, which is, a 3-hour long movie. literally just parked in my truck sitting on the highway. Like I'm not a big fan of Atlanta. And actually Atlanta, I've only been late to one appointment in 20 months. And it was because of Atlanta traffic. I got held up. Nevada Trucking and Trails in the house. What's going on, man? It's been a while. How you been, Fate? I just started dispatching myself. Love it. Good. That's awesome, man. I was wondering about you guys. Wondering how maybe you guys changed some things up um, with the market. You know, I'm not gonna say I love dispatching myself. Um, it's just another step that I have to do. Like just another thing I have to do. Nomadic Brits in the house. I'm a tart. I go money's where the money's is. Just saying. You must be doing voice to text there, Nomadic, or I don't understand British language. Yeah, I don't. Maybe I chase the money by saying what I'm doing right now, but I don't get on the load board and look for the highest paying load because I kind of have some parameters. I really don't go west of I-35. you know I've never needed to. When I was a company guy, I used to go to Colorado and crap. Like, I just don't need to do that anymore and don't want to do that anymore. um oh, it must be going in defrost. My reefer just kicked up quite a bit, the RPMs. I uh, Hunts Point. Oh yeah, New York. That's where you went. Was in Hunts Point. That was a crazy video. Go and watch that video that Nevada made about driving into New York. He actually shows you a map, like his Google map of where the building is and how he's getting there. And then, like, alongside the map, it shows him driving through there. Trucking Ups in the house, man. Are you in the oil field, bro? How you doing? I saw your video of you doing your new job. I never cared where I went if it paid money. Yeah, I don't. I've never been to New York, and I don't know if they could pay me. And I'm nervous. I don't. That's a hurdle I don't want to tackle yet. But yeah, other places. I tend to be a guy that likes to get familiar with areas, get familiar with lanes, and kind of stay in those lanes until they dry up. Am I losing out on that? Maybe I'm losing a couple $1,000s at the end of the month, but you know what? I'm I'm comfortable. I know when I'm gonna be home. I know, kind of have an idea on how much I'm gonna make. And I've shared this before too. Like, I don't live above my means, even though I easily could. I DIY makes fun of me about having a mansion, right? I don't have a mansion. I have a small house. Like, it's it's not small, but it's certainly not a mansion. I just happen to live in like a very expensive part of Minneapolis and St. Paul. I got very lucky. Um, I didn't have to use a realtor or anything when I found my house. The house I purchased was actually a few doors down from my ex-in-laws, and I drove to pick up my daughters one day because they were visiting their grandparents, and I noticed people working on this house. And I used to know the people that own the house. And I knew that it had gotten foreclosed on. So I just stopped and talked to this guy, and he's like, yeah, I'm a realtor and I just bought this house. And I said, oh, what are you doing to it? And he told me, and I said, hey, I'll give you X amount of dollars for the house if you don't let it hit the market. And I think he thought I was crazy, but I was being serious. And I called them the next day and I said, hey, I'm serious, man. I'll give you X amount of dollars. Don't put it on the market, because I knew if it hit the market, it would go for probably like 100 grand more than I paid for it. And he said, okay, and took my money. And I watched all the properties around me go up for sale. One, two, three, four. Four of my neighbors sold probably like 3 months to 4 months after I bought my house. for like $150,000 more than I paid for my house. So like I feel really confident in the purchase I made of my home, and I'm paying that mortgage down quickly. So hopefully set myself up. Shannon Thomas Trucking said, I used to Chicago. It's nuts, but you will survive as long as you pay attention. Yeah, that's kind of like anywhere in Chicago, Chicago, Memphis. Just be aware there's low bridges. New Jersey, make sure you do your research, whether it's reading one of these, whether it's going online and checking out bridge heights. I mean, you can do that. Every state posts their bridge heights. Trucking Up was in here just a little bit ago. I know he works with a company when he's oversized that he has to call, and they plot his course out for him. There's ways to find out where low bridges are to protect yourself. Adco says, I guess if you can park in a Pilot, you could get in the dock in the city. Okay. Well, I can park at Pilots. Man, I parked at a Pilot in, was it Troy, Ohio? Man, I'll tell you what, that's the tightest truck stop that I've ever been in. I couldn't believe how tight those spots were. Cash is King is in the house. How original, doing a live show. Yeah, Cash, some of us can have internet. More welcome to join in anytime. Miss Nevada's in the house. Hello, Fate and chat. Well, hello, Miss Nevada. How are you guys? You guys are getting ready for your Vegas deal, I think, right? That's coming up in September, I think. I heard James talking about it one day. So yeah, that should be fun. If you all don't know, Nevada, Miss Nevada, there's a bunch of YouTubers that get together and go to Vegas and hang out and have a blast, I guess. Probably drink a little too much. Trucking with V-Locks in the house. Okay, you're in the house. Good for you. Hey, Cash. Don't type for a while, as you can see Fate is going on a tangent. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is what I do. It's my live show. Yeah, I'm bad at this. I'm so sorry. Maybe I should just read comments. Cash reads probably 90% of all the comments. Nevada Trucking and Trails. Same. I'll go anywhere if it pays. Going in, I've always said I'll jump on an aircraft carrier and go to Dubai if it pays and has a backhaul. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Dubai would be cool to go to, though. Most definitely. Oh, man, I'm missing so many. Kyle, now you're listening to us Brits. How do you run 10,000 miles when you're always at home? I don't always run 10,000 miles, Cash. I mean, I don't. It's because I make enough money in 8,000 miles that I don't have to run 10,000. TBT USA, the host is unable to multitask. Please hold all comments until the end. Thank you, management. Yeah, TBT, you're right, man. I'm horrible at this. I get it. Mark Ely said, I made $60K gross last month doing this. I did Ohio, PA, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Maryland, New York. I go to New York City. How do you say no to 4K? Easy. I get 6K to go to Minnesota. Simple. You can't, that is hard to say no to, Mark. I will agree. But I guess the only thing I can say to you is if I don't feel comfortable that 4K could cover the costs of what might accrued when I cross the George Washington, I might not go in there. Cash, Simple Fates uses a green screen. Yeah, no. Mark, are you a reefer? Adco asks, man, how far behind am I really? This is nuts. Operating costs, $1.29. Doesn't include home costs. I separate business from my personal. Well, yeah, you should separate your home from personal, but those operating costs have what you make, what your wife makes, whether you pay insurance. I mean, $1.29 is pretty low operating costs in my opinion. I mean, I'm only saying that due to the truck you drive. Because I gotta believe that your truck is probably like 90 cents a gallon or 90 cents a mile. I would bet. Maybe you get better fuel mileage than I think. You know, that's the green English. Jeez, get with it. TBT USA agreed. Fate is. Where is this coming from? Do they talk a lot and get sidetracked? What? Give the ice fishing presents a break. I love ice fishing. Man, I'm so sorry. I see I'm so far behind. This is crazy. This is crazy. Well, I give up. I can't read all your comments. Maybe if that's, I'll tell you what. I'm starting with Jackknife, Akron, Ohio to Hicksville, Long Island. We're flying off the board for $2,500 flatbed loads Thursday to Hicksville, Long Island. I don't even know Ohio to, is that like Long Island, New York? Because 2,500, that's what? That's probably 500 miles. I'm just guessing 450 miles. Well, no, Akron, Ohio is a little further away. Probably more than that. Yeah, so now I'll just read these comments. It says, trucking with Belox. I can't really say very much about falling behind on comments. I'm pretty much the worst. Yeah, I've noticed that with your live feeds. That's why I don't leave comments. I just go in and watch you. Nomadic Brit says, Fate, you need to watch your own on replays. You can read all the comments. Yeah, I don't really rewatch myself. I watch the video when I post it, and that's it. I especially don't go back and watch live feeds because probably put my foot in my mouth so many times. Look, he caught up. He's a natural. Yeah, just scroll all the way down to the bottom. TBT USA. Man, my knee hurts. So I really hurt my knee in hockey, and the older I'm getting now, I just turned 42. If I sit too long or, sit the way that I feel comfortable, my knee like swells up and it's getting annoying. I don't want to go have surgery. I don't even know if they would do surgery on it yet, but I know they would do. I broke 2 bones in my back when I was a senior in high school playing hockey, and I fought through the pain for a while and then had to do a bunch of physical therapy, and a specialist wanted to do a surgery, and they're little bones right by your vertebrae. And I passed on the surgery because I didn't want to miss the season. Now I wonder if I should have had the surgery, because there's times my back really is just killing me. Nevada Trucking and Trails says, it's okay, you could be like me. I don't even read comments. Okay, well, now you guys are making me feel better. Nomadic Brit says, Velox agree your pants on keeping up with your comments. Your pants on keeping up with your comments. I don't understand that, Brit. Jackknife TV, how's the truck doing? No problems. Hey, man, we'll knock on hard plastic. Truck's running great. I should do a video about the truck. I mean, you all know I drive a Mack, but I did have some problems with the truck over the last couple of months, but ever since the last time I was in the shop for all that transmission work, truck's been running excellent. Yeah, it's starting to get a lot of miles. I have 608,000 miles on it now. I just did a PM service, an oil change and stuff the other day. And yeah, I've kind of been thinking about Volvo. Might get my Adidas suit on and go into the Volvo store. You know, I'll grow my chest hair out. I shave my chest hair. Yeah, that's metrosexual, I know. But maybe I'll grow it out and walk into a Volvo dealership. Because this is going to sound stupid too. I like the workstation. and the reality, I like the workstation because now I'm on my computer a lot trying to book loads and trying to find stuff to do. And it would be a lot better than just sitting in my driver's seat or sitting here on the bed like I am now. This isn't the most comfortable place. Okay, read comments. Stop talking. Did I get this far behind again? Holy cow. How is this possible? With both feet. Was that a hockey sack injury? Or hacky sack? No, hockey. Hockey with a puck and sticks. Jackknife TV says, it's your Nemesis, probably. What? Pants means bad. You guys stop commenting. Now I got to read all this crap. Nevada Trucking and Trails said, what knee is bad in case it gets rough in those YouTube streets can get super serious. It's my left knee. However, you don't want to test me. Like, I'm just messing around. I'm not a tough. Well, yeah, I would never get in the streets of YouTube brawls. I would protect people, but I'm never gonna start anything. It's just not in my nature, man. Like, like I'm not smart enough. Like I'm not gonna rip on people or create drama with people because I'm just not built that way. Like I couldn't come up with things to say about them that would make them feel bad, and I just don't like it. TBT USA says, least he's wearing pants. Can't say that all the time with DIY. Yeah, I am wearing shorts. I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts. That was funny. If you remember that live DIY was in his underwear. Jackknife TV, lots of times the surgeries make it worse. Chiropractor fixed me. So I did go to the chiropractor for years, and I don't go anymore. I had a really bad experience, and the problems never went away. I would feel better for a while, and then they would just come back. And then they wanted me to come every day for X amount of weeks, and it was just too much of a hassle. But like I said, now that I'm getting older, my body's just beat up. Like it just got destroyed from hockey. Trucking with Vlog says pants means bad in Brit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just listening to a song today that they were talking about the telly. Are you watching the telly? Nomadic Brit, I talked to him the other day on the phone. He was talking about something that made him laugh, but he's like, oh, that made me giggle. And I had said to him, man, I wish I spoke the way you spoke, because just the words that he says, because I would have said, oh, that made me laugh. He's like, oh, that made me giggle. And I was like, man, his accent, the way he said it it was hilarious to me. I like their accent. Trucking with T-Bones in the house. Evening, fellas. Welcome. Nevada Trucking and Trails. Speaking proper. Yeah, right? They do speak proper English, Nomadic Brit says he's at 1,056,074 miles at the moment. My goodness, Brit. Get a new truck, dude. That's a lot of miles. But I know you've put in a lot of work too last year, so hopefully that keeps going. TBT USA says, that's more Queen's English. You taking notes, babe? No, I'm not taking notes. That reminds me of high school and college. I've taken enough. I spent 20 years of my life taking notes. I've spent That's not true. I take notes on a lot of stuff, actually. Every brokerage I use, I make notes, and then I take them from my notebook and plug them into my computer, whether they're good brokers, whether they paid me my detention. I have notes on everything, but it's notes I want to take. I don't want to be forced into taking notes anymore. T-Bone's getting a bone from Nomadic. Nevada saying hi to T-Bone. Everyone type anything, it sends him over the edge. Yeah, it does. See, I'm trying to read these comments, Britt, and now there's just tons of them again. Jackknife TV says the newer Cascadia is all, in my opinion. I have a better workstation and bed setup. Also, you can get some Peterbilts with that. Can get Peterbilts with, I'm talking about like the table. You know what I mean? I know like the T680s, you have the passenger seat that swivels around and then the desk comes up. I'm not opposed to that either. I don't know much about like the interiors of the Peterbilt, the aerodynamic Peterbilts. Nomadic saying hi to T-Bone. Nomadic Brit says, I like Diet Pepsi. Did I miss something? I like Diet Mountain Dew, Nomadic. Old school, new school. Since it's your left knee, be glad you have an automatic truck. Yeah, but you know what? The truck I want has a 13-speed in it. And I grew up, I'm not old school, but they didn't have automated trucks, automatic trucks or manual automated trucks when I was, learning for like the first 10, 12 years. I didn't see all the trucks I drove were manual transmissions. Grade A transportation still in the house. Oh, that's right. You're out on the road. I knew that. Are you spamming the chat? He probably is. Jackknife TV. No, it's not my meniscus. It's I forget what they told me it was, but a bunch of my tendons, they didn't tear, but I stretched them really bad. And I did, like I said, I did physical therapy for a while, and then being an 18, 19-year-old kid, like, I just wanted to get back out on the ice. So the easiest way to get back out on the ice is say you feel good and get the doctor to say you're okay. Nomadic Brit says, grade 8, trying. Yeah. It looks like you're not getting much help. Oh, you're helping them. No, I'm kidding. I'll say I like Coke. Well, you should have let me buy you a Coke the other day when we ran into each other. Oh, that was cool too. I got to meet grade 8 transportation the other morning. That was really cool. Structure that, in contrast to this, only part derives a joint. What? This isn't. Sorry, I forgot your name for a minute because I scrolled up. Nevada Trucking and Trails. I know those are too big of words, and I do not need an anatomy. Well, that's parts of bodies, right? Anatomy. I just have tendons in my knees that are all messed up. Defined. Okay. Telly is television. Yeah, I know it's television. The song I was listening to, I was actually listening to some punk music from back in the day, and they kept saying, watch the telly. Nevada Trucking and Trail says, what's a bin? Truck? Oh, he's asking let's see what the Brits call it. Nevada, it's a bin, you Wally. What? Okay, your truck is boot, blah, blah, blah. Gotta run, battery at 4% on the charger. It's upstairs next to the sleeping bride. She won't be too happy if I come. Well, take it easy, Vlox. We'll talk later, man. Hey, Vlox, if you're still in here, which you're probably not, thank you. This dude made a video that mentioned me a couple of times, and I gained a ton of subscribers from it, so I really appreciate it. God, you guys, nomadic, and everybody is just T-Bone needs a wrench, not a bone. Well, okay, I'll go back and watch that. Actually, wait a minute. Don't comment anything. Oh, you know what? I think I'm on the same Wi-Fi as my computer, so I don't want it to boot me off. Turn my volume down. Don't comment. If you comment, I'm going to be upset. Old school, new school. How do I do this on the phone or on the computer? Go to channel, add moderator. Um, T-Bone. Where are you, T-Bone? Yo, you know how like James Best is on his live shows and can do this while he's like carrying on conversations with people? How come I can't do that? Um, Old school, new school. I already gave you one. I don't see T-Bone in the chat anymore. If you guys are typing, I'm sorry. I'm old school, new school. Man, it must have been a long. Mark Ely needs a wrench. You know, shoot. T-Bone, drop another comment if you're still in here. Oh, there he is. Add moderator. Boom. All right. There we go. Now I'll get to Great Transportation says my cheeseburger just got done cooking. I really like the Ninja Air Grill my wife got me for Christmas. Oh, I'll have to try one of those out. I just use the butane like cooktop, and then I use the Road Pro lunchbox cooker to cook all my food. Um, nomadic. Nevada Trucking and Trail says my truck is auto with a 13 speed. Interesting. I wonder if it's 13 speed because it's a Cummins. Because mine's not an automatic truck. It's a manual automated truck. So like I really don't know the engineering behind it, but it's not fully automated. Or an automatic truck, but mine's only got 12 gears. With both feet says Fate should understand some English. He basically speaks Canadian. You forgot to put an A in there. Basically speaks Canadian, eh? Brick, good job throwing Fate a bone. Yeah. He speaks good English. Oh, Oser's in the house. How you doing, Oser? You'd be better off with a Kenworth T680 with a swivel seat. Those big Volvos with the workstation are extremely heavy, way too heavy for reefer loads. Yeah, but you know what? They make their older model. It's a 64T or something like that. Doesn't have like the what are those 780s? The 780s and 760s, I think, have them. But they have an older model that the sleeper, I think, is only like a 61-inch sleeper or something like that. And that has the workstation in it. Got to get it a little cooler in here. Nevada Trucking and Trails. That's a good comment. We'll put that up there real quick. That's funny. uh oh, what did I do? Oh, there we go. With both feet says try ozone injection for the knees. They keep me upright for the last few years. Okay, so I use I haven't gotten any injections, or only one time did I need fluid drained off my knee. But I've started using Tiger Balm. It's just like a little ointment that you put on there. My daughter, who was a catcher in softball, her body's kind of beat up too, and she's only 18. Feel bad for the young lady. But she uses it all the time, and she tells me it works. So then I tried it at home, and it worked. You know, Nomadic Fit, this is a good one too. Just throw your leg away. The 760 Volvo I'm in weighs 17,900 pounds without a workstation. Okay. Man, you guys just hate me. Keep leaving these comments. Yeah, hit the thumb. Nevada, thanks for that. Hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it, bro. What if we went to boot you off? What if we want to boot you off? Boot who off? Me? You want to kick me out of my own live show? T-Bone right there. What's up? Yeah, I saw you, T-Bone. I missed the comment. Had to go back. At 4 in the morning, I prefer milk, not Coke. Well, I prefer coffee, and I offered to buy you a coffee, grade 8, and you wouldn't take me up on it. Hams, man, Hams wasn't even well, Hams is still around, but it wasn't around. You know, the first beer I ever drank was a Pabst. I stole it out of my dad's refrigerator in the basement when my parents left me home alone. I had some friends come over, and yeah, that was the very first beer I ever tried was a Pabst. And to this day, like, Pabst, I don't mind it. He's on his computer and his phone. He clicks on the name and adds moderator. Yeah, so my phone, I can't do it from my phone though, Nevada, because I'm on StreamYard with my phone. So I have to go to my computer, which for some reason I just lost the chat on my computer. You know what? Maybe I could read it from here. Let's see where we left off. It's easier to read on here. Oh my God. I am so far behind again. Here we go. The Peterbilts that you call Ultra Sleeper Bed and Breakfast, they have a bed with a table and chair and everything. They're 60 inches or 80-inch sleepers. Okay. I didn't know that. I'll have to check those out because, yeah, I think that's something I would like. Like I said, just sitting like this isn't like the most comfortable thing. With both feet. Shout out his channel, and he still pronounces Velox wrong. How am I supposed to pronounce it? Velox? You know, Nick, how am I supposed to say your name? Velox? Sorry. I went to Minnesota schools. Throw my channel out there, LOL, Velox. No, I didn't say that, Jackknife. Not at all. I didn't even know he was going to do it. He called me, and I had made a comment about how do I say this? So I'm very nervous of talking to people on YouTube, right? Because I'm really kind of like a private guy. And I made a comment about, hey, I don't use my name, but I was talking about my phone number. And he's like, oh, I won't I made a video and your name's in it. I'm like, well, my first name I'm okay with. Like, everybody knows my first name. But yeah, if I'm saying his name wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, Trucking with Velox 18 or his channel, Nick knows I'm good. Automated manual. Thank you, Trucking with T-Bone. You can spec 10 or 18 automated. Yes. Really? Interesting. Volvo and Mac have automatics down pat, particularly like a car. The eating automatics are very jerky and slow. My truck isn't jerky. My truck's actually, I'm pretty impressed with how smooth it is and how fast it is when I say off the line, when I go from a stop. So here's the other thing. I rarely come to a full stop. Back in the day, I was taught not to come to a full stop, to slow down before red lights, to look ahead and know if a light might be turning red. They called them a stale green light. So like I very seldom come to full stops. Stop sign, yes, I'll come to a stop, but very seldom do I come to full stops. And then the torque that I have in this truck, the minute I apply acceleration and power, the torque immediately is there. And I'm a reefer hauler, so a lot of my freight is, for over 40,000 pounds. Usually it's like 44 to 45,000 pounds. Jackknife Eaton. My truck has the M drive. I'm probably missing something here, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have the Eaton transmission. I have an M drive, which is manufactured by Mack. Grade A Transportation says 13 speed is made by Eaton. Newer model is 12 speed Eaton Endurant, but the 12 speed may not handle the power that Nevada is running. Yeah, Nevada's got that high output Cummins motor, right? The X15, like he's got the high powered one. Or the high horsepower or whatever. I know he's got a lot of horsepower in that Peterbilt. But why would you get a hood truck Peterbilt and not put a bunch of power behind it? You know what I mean? Like, even though like it wouldn't be for me, if I was buying a truck like that, I would have done everything Nevada did to it. Like, why not? You're buying that style of truck. You want to have the power. You want it to sound nice. I get all that. Nobody hates you, Nevada. What happened here? 2107. Somebody say something. Man, you guys hate me. Nobody hates you, Nevada. At least not in this chat. In this channel, Nevada, you're solid, man. You're cool with me. I'm cool with you. Nomadic Brit. Anyway, all you youngsters, this old guy's got to go to bed. See you later. Well, good night, Nomadic. Have a good night. Safe travels. Hope you liked Minnesota for the day or so you were there. Oser says, Nevada, do you have an Eaton transmission? So I do know like the Kenworths that have the Cummins, because the company I used to work for before I became an owner operator, they had that set up and they were Eaton transmissions. Everybody's saying good night. Grade A Transportation says, Jackknife, are you comparing it to a 12 speed? My 16 speed wasn't good, but my 12 speed is nice. No experience with Volvo or Mack. You got a nice truck there, though, Grade A Transportation. I saw it the other morning. Jackknife TV says, my truck's 29,260 pounds with all my flatbed gear and combo utility 40-foot spread axle. Oh, that's with, so you're under 30,000 pounds. That's good. Like, I would be cool with that. I'm heavier than that, actually. Well, I don't know how. Yes, I don't remember how heavy I am with this trailer. This trailer has super singles on it, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it does save some weight. And, every now and then I do haul a beer load and a water load, so any extra saving on weight definitely helps. TB2 USA says, it's late. Hope everyone has a good night. Don't worry about the comments. All good. Your lives are always entertaining, even though you ignore us. I'm not ignoring you, TBT. I go on rants, man. I like to talk, but I really appreciate all your comments, bro. Have a good night. Old school, new school. If you figure out the different drive models on the Volvo and Max, they are really good. Yeah, so, just jumped on me, son of a. I had never driven an M drive, right? I had never driven this type of transmission. And I can actually control it with the pedal too, which is interesting. Like, say I'm going 55, 60 miles an hour and I want to drop a gear. I can hit the pedal like twice and it'll drop a gear, and all of a sudden my RPMs will build up. When I'm going down a hill, I have a button next to the transmission. So like when I'm in the mountains, it's their max engine brake, you know, because you have my truck has a high low. If I choose to hit that, it's an actual transmission brake. So what it'll do is it'll drop 2 gears, build the RPMs really quick, but then drop the RPM. So the truck like slows down dramatically. It's actually really nice in big mountains. Like when I'm on 68, I take 68 quite a bit in the summer. I don't like it in the winter, but 68 is kind of a kind of a crappy road when you're heavy. But I like it because I don't have to pay any of the tolls when I'm heading back west to Minnesota. Yeah, there you go. The Performance 565 horsepower. You can get max 605. Well, why didn't you get 605? Come on, Nevada. Why didn't you do it? Just kidding. Just kidding. I would do the same thing, bro. Like if I was going to spend the money on that style of truck, everything you did to it, the only thing I wouldn't have done is painted the fuel tanks. Although I do like how your truck looks, like the one color with the straps of the fuel tank, but I wouldn't have, that's probably the only thing I wouldn't have done was painted the fuel tanks. Your grill is awesome. I think that's awesome. Not like name dropping. The only other grill, this is old school and I'm not causing any drama or anything like that, but like how Just Truckin' made his Volvo with that Cummins logo on that grill, I thought that was pretty cool. And I think that guy could have made some money just fabricating those style of grills. That was pretty cool. But yeah, your grill on your truck's cool. My 16 speed was an 18 speed without the 2 overdrives. I had 247 rears. Reverse was way too fast. Too fast? Doesn't make sense. Fast is good. Oh, Nevada. Now I'm getting tired. Nevada Trucking and Trails says, I get 5.5 miles a gallon empty. Loaded doesn't matter. Weight, speed, nothing. 62 miles per hour. I can get 6.2 miles a gallon. I was quoting you. LOL. You said that 7 minutes ago. Oh, yeah, I did say that. Oh, I remember saying I didn't think you got good fuel economy. That doesn't make sense, though. I get 5 point. Let me reread this. Nevada Trucking and Trails says, I get 5.5 miles a gallon empty. Loaded doesn't matter. Weight, speed, nothing. 62 miles an hour, I can get 6.2 miles a gallon. I was quoting you. LOL. You said that like 7 minutes ago. Okay. How do you get less fuel economy when you're empty? I can get my truck, this is IFTA, 7 miles a gallon. I can get like almost 10 miles a gallon when I'm empty. I should run empty more. Oh, man. You guys are killing me just because I'm so far behind. Jackknife TV says, great transmission. I'm comparing, I guess, the 12-speed eating in a Cascadia, but then again, it was stuck in eco mode. Yeah, so I know a lot of these new trucks, like the new Mack Anthem, they came out with a new motor too, the MP8, I think it's HD. And they have a bunch of eco, like, buttons that you can hit to where the truck operates different. And they have videos. One guy's a flatbed hauler, the other guy's a dry van hauler, and they did a competition to reach 11 miles per gallon, like an average of 11 miles per gallon. And they did it. Now, I went into the dealership and was talking to them about that. And there was some things that they didn't really share in the video. Like they didn't haul over a certain amount of weight. They didn't run certain parts of the country, and they upgraded like all their oil filters, all their fuel filters are like top of the line, like engineering filters. Something that probably a normal guy like me wouldn't go out and buy, you know. I buy a Fleet Guard, you know. I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars on an oil filter. Well, maybe I would if it would improve my fuel mileage that much, because that'd be more money in my pocket. Yeah, the Kenworth Eaton Ultramatic. I can almost scale a 50,000 pound, 51,000 pound load. Theoretically, theoretic, theoretically, enunciation. There we go. I can almost scale 51,000 pound load. That is crazy, Jackknife. That is a ton of weight. Ton of weight. Grade A Transportation says my 12 speed is set up with the performance program. Dealer told me that I would hate the economy tune. Okay. See, I've never bought a new, this is the only truck I've ever purchased, and I purchased it from DIY. So like, you know, he talked me out of two trucks that I was looking at. One was a T66 or Kenworth T680. The other was a ProStar that had a Max Force engine in it, and I didn't know the problems that Max Force was having. So he kind of talked me out of that. Certification quoted you on the hate comment before. Certification quoted you on the hate comment before. I don't know what you're talking about, Nevada. No hate from me. Jackknife. Oh, now I lost my place. Jackknife TV. Grade 8. I don't know if I would ever purchase a truck with a direct drive. I have a direct drive right now, and my option and engine has to work harder, and I put a lot more stress on the drive line. Now you guys are getting all technical on me. So, how many am I at? Jackknife TV. Jackknife TV says, then I got out and have a 10 speed with 264 rear end. Oh, now I lost all my comments, guys. Oh, I hit my computer and everything. Son of a bitch. All right. We'll go here. Nevada is trying to tell you he doesn't drive 62 ever. LOL. He lives out west for a reason. Yeah, he probably drives like 70. Well, he has said he drives 70. I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. Nevada, are you at home? Couple of cervezas. If you are, have another one for me, but put a little lime in it. Nevada Trucking and Trail says, do you have problems finding filters for your Mac? I know my father-in-law has had a hard time getting them on the road for a Mac Anthem. Nevada, he is experiencing that, and yes, I have experienced that as well. Here's the thing, though, like these engines, the engines are Volvo engines. But like if you pull into a Love's or a Speedco, they might not have the filters. They'll have all the filters for the Cascadias, Peterbilts, and Freightliners, but for some reason they don't for the Volvos and Macs. So what I did is I went to Fleet Guard and I bought a bunch. Like right now I have 2 oil changes worth of all filters in the cab in my truck right now. So I have 3 oil filters because I have a bypass filter. So I have 6 oil filters. I have 2 fuel filters, and 2 water separators in the truck, because I just had a PM service done at a Speed Code that didn't have the filters. So we used mine, and what they did was they took off what the price of the filters were off my bill. So yeah, some filters for Max can be difficult to find. Oser says, I'll be crossing 1 million miles on my next load. Wow. Looking at needing a new clutch on my Eaton 10-speed transmission. Man, I wish I knew a good transmission shop, but I don't. Wait a minute. Doesn't James have like a mechanic? Bring it to that dude. I think James has got the in-track on a mechanic, or at least I know he used to. But yeah, I had a clutch and everything done in this not that long ago. It wasn't cheap. Grade A Transportation says my second quarter IFTA was 8.16 miles a gallon. Considering the number of 50K loads I haul to Montana, I'm thinking I'm doing pretty good. Dude, you're doing really good. Like, if that's your IFTA, for me, I would like, that would be awesome. For me, I'm happy with my 7. If I can get 7 on my IFTA return, that's good for this style of truck. With both feet, no, that's 25.5 tons. Yeah, 51,000 pounds. Dude, if your load can be 51,000 pounds, like I'm maxed out at like, I shouldn't say, but like 44.8 is the heaviest load that I legally can take. That's with like half tanks. I can run my tanks down, and I can get like 45,000 on, but I don't like doing that. And the only time it ever gets that heavy for me is a beer load or a water load. And the only time I really take those is in the winter, because coming out of Pennsylvania, beer loads going back to the Midwest pay pretty damn well. Nevada Trucking and Trail says, I just typed what you said and timestamped it. Yes, and yes, I'm drinking, LOL. Dude, maybe you should go, if you're drinking, go back and rewind this and tell me where I said any hate comments. I'm not hate, I'm saying like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's certainly not hate though. That's not my nature, Nevada. Oh, sir, that sounds like it's been good on the clutch pack. Holy cow. I am so far behind. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do. Anyways. Yeah, what else should I talk about? Maybe nothing. It's already, time is it? 12:30. I should probably go to bed. Still got to call home. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here. Thank you everybody for coming in. If I offended anybody like Nevada, I certainly didn't mean to. Certainly didn't mean to. Never mind, dude. It's not that important. Holy cow, 21, 29. All right, now I'm gonna have to go back and watch this. Let me write that down. Hold on a second. I don't even have my notebook. I'll just write it in here. Okay, what was the timing? I said nomadic again. Nevada. 21 minutes, 29 seconds. Fake trucking, the equal opportunity offender. Is this a call-in show? What the hell? Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. Well, now I messed it all up. Guests. Invite. Oh, you know what? I can't. I'd have to email myself. I can't leave comments on StreamYard. Um, I'll do one. Uh, I would love to talk to you, Nevada. If I could leave a comment, I would. Anyways, I'll go back and watch that, man. If I said something that offended you, like, I apologize. I wasn't trying to offend you in any way. I think I've always spoke pretty highly of you, a matter of fact. Um, so yeah, if I offended you, Nevada, I apologize. Um, Grade A transportation. I can't believe what you said about me. Now I'm offended too. What the hell did I say about you? See, this is what happens when I start talking. I don't know what I'm always saying. I would not have said anything to like offend you guys. That's not my nature. That's not who I am. I don't need to like I really don't feel like I need to defend myself. Um, but if I upset you guys at all, I apologize. Steve Wildman says, Fate, just trucking used to build custom grills as a job. Okay. Well, like I said, if he that's the only other grill that I ever like looked at and thought, man, that's pretty cool. You know, on a Volvo to have that Cummins emblem and the way he had it, that's pretty cool. Oh, is everybody messing with me? God, you know, all right, all right. I'm not. I get it now. Thanks, guys. After this, just a misunderstanding. My comments are all in reference to things you're saying now. I have no idea what's going on. No mess here, all truths. Yeah, I have no idea what I said. If certainly not my nature to be an asshole to people. Well, that's kind of a lie. I am kind of an asshole sometimes, but not intentionally. Um, but yeah, that's the thing with YouTube too, though. I guess you don't know. You might say something that offends somebody, and then you start shit with somebody you don't want to start shit with. So whatever. Um, no mess, no mess, all truths. Yeah, I try and be truthful. Jesus, I'm drunk, guys. Oh, okay. Now I know you're messing with me, Nevada, and I'm glad you're having a good time. But I hope you're not offended by anything I said. You know, absolutely not. Jaywalk in the house. All Freightliners are offended since they were left out of the conversation. Come on, Jaywalk. I would drive a new Cascadia. I would drive one of those the ones that have like the aerodynamics that and like the ground effects that go all the way down almost to the ground where there's like this much room. I'd probably drive one of those. Um, the more I have to sit up in my bed like this, the more I really hate it. And I've started thinking like having a workstation would be nice. Um, with both feet, no, Scott, you're messing with yourself and it's funny. Okay. I hope so. Steve, you're all good, Fate. No biggie here. Okay, good. Not at all, buddy. Okay, good. I'm glad, man. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. I need to get a truck wash. Supposedly, I said something that my Garmin just reacted to. But yeah, I should wrap it up here, guys. Thank you for coming in. If I owe apologies to people, I'm sorry. Uh, I'll blame it on the caffeine from Diet Mountain Dew or the non-sugar in my zero lemon lime Gatorade. Um, Yeah. But no, I should call home. I should call my wife. I need to talk to her before she goes to bed. And yeah, hope everybody has a great night. Really enjoyed the live. Hey, thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all of you that have been subscribed for me and comment on all the videos and have these interactions. I honestly appreciate it. I was kind of took a hiatus from YouTube for a while, and it's easy when you don't post anything or you don't do live shows just to kind of forget about it. Um, and maybe I'll forget about it again since I'm offending people every time I open my mouth. Those chicken legs, they're not freaking chicken legs with both feet. My legs, like, I probably could still squat. Well, not with my knee. Yeah, they probably are chicken legs now. Whatever. Mountain Dew is banned in several countries for health concerns. Yeah, so I used to drink a lot of regular diet Mountain Dew, and then I started watching videos of people like watching Mountain Dew dissolve stuff. Like I watched them dissolve like a rat. I watched them dissolve all kinds of things with just putting it in Mountain Dew for a while. And I thought about what that was doing to the inside of me. So then I quit drinking regular Mountain Dew, but then switched to diet. And I don't know if it's any better or not, but just plain okay, good. I hope so. I think you overdosed on lot lizard sweat. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna keep talking if you guys don't let me go. So thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate it. Had fun. Watch my video tomorrow. It's like 8 minutes, but it's the highest rate per mile I've ever gotten. Like I said, it's not a lot of miles, but I think it's an interesting video. So if you get a chance, watch that tomorrow for me. He's logged in on his troll account on his laptop. LOL. Hell no, I'm not. Hell no, I'm not. I'm going to get off here. You, Nevada, keep drinking, have fun tomorrow, or have fun drinking, and then forget about tonight. Don't wake up and think I offended you at all because I don't want any of that drama. So, hope everybody has a good night. Thanks for checking in. We'll catch Cash live again when he goes live. So take it easy, everybody. Bye.